about whether artificial intelligence can be turned into a weapon or help us is really important in this movie. And I want to ask you if you have an opinion about how should we regulate artificial intelligence in cinema, for example.
Good question.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I think that.
Did you ever think you'd make a movie where they would ask you about weaponizing AI?
Yeah.
And the implications
Well, I knew it was coming.
on society? But that's pretty cool, right?
It is pretty cool. And it's so timely.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah,
It's happening all around us. We need. And I think that's what's been interesting working on this Tron Ares, is that when we started out making the film, AI was not the part of, our everyday conversation. Now it is. It's all around us, being used by millions of people, each hour. And I think, personally as a filmmaker, I have mixed emotions about AI, if you're asking me as a filmmaker, because of, it needs some guardrails, I believe, if in filmmaking, but it could be also a beautiful thing, and I hope that we touch on that a little bit in the film, about what it can be, if it's used for the greater good.
And, you've been quite consistent in other interviews about how this is a new film, that you wanted to take the saga into a new direction. But I wonder, can a film be successful nowadays if it's not tied to an already existing saga?
Another good question. No, I think that obviously film studios will always look for okay, what's the safest bet we can do, So they will look at an IP and they will look at previous films and they will look at the numbers and what they did, and it's, a lot of that heavy lifting has already been done, instead of, gambling on a fresh idea, and it's a little bit of a curse. Obviously it is, because people it's hard for people to, because they risk their jobs, that said, I as a big fan of the Tron franchise, I think there's a reason why it's taken so long to make another film, because they are really hard to make, and it was important for us that we were worthy of making another movie, and we found the right idea to make another movie that feels like a fresh take on the Tron saga.
And Jared, I wanted to ask
You talk.
Joachim has said, I'm not quoting it directly, but you have said that the other Tron movies lacked a bit of heart.
Ooh, see how they take your words and twist them, my friend.
It's okay. It's okay. Keep going.
I wanted to ask Jared how, if you wanted to expand a little bit about how relatable your character is in the movie, despite the fact that it's a program.
Yeah, well, I always felt like one of the things I did love about Tron as a series of films is that it did have a lot of heart, had a sense of almost innocence to me, a sense of optimism. I don't think you can have a sense of optimism without having heart. But I think, maybe what Joachim was talking about is the emotional availability of the story and the characters, and really connecting in a specific way. But, you can get wrapped up in the technology too. That's, the shock and awe of what's going on. I will say, just to go back to your first question, it's kind of a beautiful thing that sequels or a series of films exists, almost in the way you might go see a rock band play. You could have seen them play in 1982, and then you brought your kid to go see the concert in 2010, and then maybe the kid was a teenager, now that kid might bring their kid to come see this film. And all of a sudden you have like a grandfather, a father and a son, or a grandmother, a daughter and a granddaughter, and you get to share this collectively through generations. And I think that's beautiful. We're all telling the same stories anyway, you know, at the core. You know, so it's kind of a nice that's kind of a nice thing. But of course, I guess I'm optimistic.